Hi guys. I'm like right on time tonight, thank goodness. Thought I would jump and do a live real quick to show how to do a couple of the gnomes. I know a lot of people liked the Valentine one that I had done and the Dr. Seuss. So I figured I would make one more of the Dr. Seuss since I have all the materials. And then I'll make another one of the Valentine one. So I'm going to leave this here while I kind of explain what all goes into a gnome. And I just make them out of socks. I get them at the Dollar Tree. I also get some from Walmart. And this is the type I get. You can use other kinds. It doesn't really matter. Really, you don't even have to use a sock. You can use a styrofoam cone. Pretty much anything. Just have to look beyond the item and use your imagination a little bit. So anything will work. There's no wrong way of doing it. Hi, Uncle. And so for the base, I just use a regular little sock. And this one is an adult one. It's not like a little kid's sock, but it's one that I could wear. But I think it goes all the way up to like a 8, size 8. But I want to say I fill it maybe with 3 cups of rice. Now, on some of the crafting videos, people put maybe 1 cup of rice and then they stuff it with the polyfill. You can do that as well. I just end up using all rice. Hi, Danny. But I use about 3 cups. And then after I have this sock filled, I end up using these little itty bitty hair ties or rubber bands. They come in handy. So I'll use one of those to tie it shut. And then this is left over from one of the other sock gnomes that I have done. And it just has the foot part where the heel connects. It's been snipped off there. So this, I want it to cover my body. And then I end up getting a set of these. I want to say I got them at the Dollar Tree. Hi, Sam. Hi, Junior. Okay, so this one here is a really long sock. I'm only going to use this part here for the Cat in the Hat's hat. But I'm going to save this part because I can use it later for another one. I am so glad that you guys are on here and are so interested in making these or learning how to do them. They are so much fun to make. I don't have lost count as to how many of the sock gnomes I've done. I used to do some classes at the library and several other places. They are just so much fun to make. So, of course, you need the socks and the little hair tie. And, of course, you need the rice. Then, they have these at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to take the label off, too. But I only grabbed 2 because I didn't know at the time what I wanted to use them for. And I kept thinking, oh, well, I could make it like into a snow globe or an ornament or a candle holder or something. And they've just been sitting in the bucket. Well, I was scrolling through Facebook one time and I had seen another lady post a picture of the Dr. Seuss gnome that she had done. And oh my gosh, I know exactly what I'm going to use those those jars for. So I only had 2. So next time I go to the Dollar Tree, I want to get some more because it's also what I used for the hat on my St. Patrick's Day one. And for this is going to go as the top of the hat, the tall part. And I could use cardboard for the brim, but instead I'm just using plastic canvas because I have it. I've got cardboard too, but I thought, well, I'm just going to use a plastic canvas. And what I used for my pattern, because I wanted it to be a little bit wider than the lid, I just used a leftover ribbon roll, and I used that for my template to cut it out. So now I have to keep this for my template. I try not to throw anything out. So when I start assembling, this will be attached, and that will be part of his hat. And then I have these big wooden beads. This one here, all that I did was I covered it with marker. You can paint it or just leave it like the wood, but I wanted it to be the black like the lady had it on hers. And then for the feet, I was so surprised. I had to ask questions when I saw her picture. I had asked her, how did you do the shoes? Because I have not been able to find many shoes or anything for the gnomes. And it's just these little itty bitty shoes. They have them in the baby section, like the baby shower stuff. And so I had gotten a package. I want to say there was like maybe 6 or 8 shoes in a package. So I thought, oh my gosh, I've got some of those. Those will work. And then to cover those, to match his hat and everything, I just have, again, another leftover sock. This one's probably left over from one of the big gnomes that I've done. And I've cut the heel off. So this one I'm just going to cut it up and cover these. I will show how to do that. And then I had also gotten these little garden stakes. She had used little erasers and made it look like there was like 3 books of the Dr. Seuss. I don't have the erasers, but I have this. And I thought, oh, if I wrote, I am Sam, you would know that it's Dr. Seuss. But even if I didn't write that, it really does look like the Cat in the Hat. So this one here, I might put a different message on there. If you guys think of something, go ahead and shoot it in the comments. So that'll be to be determined on what it says. And then for his little whiskers, I just grabbed some black embroidery floss and then just cut some little strips. So I just have a few little strips right here. And then I just glued them into place. And I have quite a bit of the faux fur. You can, like I said, for any of the projects, you can just find stuff around your house. A towel would work, yarn, but I had the faux fur, so I'm using it. Hi, Bailey. And then all that I did was just cut just a nice little chunk of it. I'll show you how to cut this. There, for the longest time, I was cutting it wrong. To where you could see exactly where I cut it. But I've learned a new way. So I will show that technique as well. And then after I get done with the Cat in the Hat one, I will be doing one to match this one. And it'll say kisses, because this one says hugs. So the other one's going to be kisses. Oh, that is so sweet. I'm glad that he wants to watch my videos. I've got quite a bit. I was really surprised. I was scrolling through the other day, and I'm surprised at how many I've got, tied up already. So, since there's quite a bit of people on here, I'm just going to go ahead and start. I'm going to move this out of my way, though, but please make sure to do that. And I'm just going to go on and show you guys how to make them. And I've already put some rice in my little container here. And I got these I got several funnels from the Dollar Tree. And I ended up getting like the biggest bag of rice you can find. And I just put it in a great big tub. And then I just use, I dip out of that tub anytime I want to make a gnome. So all you do is you put the sock around that bottom of the funnel. And then you take your scooper, and you will have a little bit of static. That's okay. So all that you're wanting is that rice to go through the funnel and into your sock. And once I get so much in there, because the bottom of the funnel goes to here, I just kind of smush it to get it down a little bit more. I mean, you can fill part of it with the polyfill if you wanted. I just use the rice. Until I just fill it to where I think that should make a good one. This one's just about done. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then this here should be good for my other gnome. Okay. So I have it pretty full. The rice goes to there. And what I'm going to do, I don't want him to be like fat because I want him to have some part of a body being the Cat in the Hat. So, and he's very moldable being that it's all rice. All I'm going to do is take that hair tie and wrap it around a couple times. I mean, if I still wanted him fat, I could smush this down and he could be chunky. But I want him to kind of be like an oval. That looks pretty good. So then I'm going to take that black sock. And it's open on both ends because I took that heel off. That's okay, because all that I'm doing is covering the body of this gnome. Okay, so that's up towards the top, and then that's what the bottom looks like. And it's still nice and sturdy. And all I'm going to do is put a bead of glue around the top here so that stays put. And always be careful so you don't burn your fingers. Sometimes that glue gets pretty hot. And then on the other one, what I did was I kind of glued this part down just slightly. That way when it does come time to put his hat on, this part stays down and it gives him a little flat spot. So I'm going to glue this down. Bailey, I miss you too. Okay. They go together pretty quickly too. Okay. So now I have that down. So there's his body. I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to work on his hat. Oh my goodness, that black is shedding. Now the last time when I did that other one, I put the glue on the lid and I just went like this to my table. And my whole piece stuck to my mat. I forgot that this has holes in it. So this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. This time I'm going to do it upside down. Sometimes some of the mistakes are the best ways to learn. So I'm just going to put some glue on this lid. Then I'm going to place this, try to get it a little centered if possible. You just set it there. And I noticed that it's somewhat lopsided, but that's okay. This side over here isn't as wide as that one. It's going to be okay. All that I'll do is I'll put that part to the back. So if it doesn't quite go how you're expecting it, try not to stress because it will work out no matter what. And if you don't like how it looks at the end, I'm sure somebody else will. They all turn out amazing. I love this craft. So the big sock, I'm just going to cut that top part off because I don't want to have to scrunch it all down and put the whole thing over. If I can just do a little bit of it, it's gonna work out a little bit good for me. So right now I just want this to dry enough to where it's not gonna, yeah, it's dry enough. So now I can turn it over. And then all that I do is I put my hands in it, kind of like you're putting your socks on. So you put your hands all the way and you scrunch it all the way to the toe. And that little line that goes across your toes, I put that on the rounded part of the bottle. And then I just pull it down over. And I want the brim of the hat to be white. So I'm just kind of pulling it, making sure that that little rim here is a white part. And that took me right here is the heel. So what I will do is after this white stripe, I'm going to snip it. Because I'm going to want that material somewhat towards that center. Because I'm going to glue this down in here. And then once that's all glued down, then I can put that on here later. See how it's already starting to look like the Cat in the Hat? I love this. I love how they turn out. So all I'm going to do is kind of straighten out that cut. There we go. Then I'm going to put some hot glue in there. And just so you know, the glue you will be able to feel the heat through the sock, so be careful when you are pushing that down. Okay. So that's looking really, really good. There we go. That's going to be held down real good. Now, I'm just going to let that dry upside down while I do some more stuff to the body here. Because before I put the hat on, I'm going to want to do the shoes and the beard. So on these little shoes, these also come in blue, but the color I don't really need to worry about that because we're not going to see the color of it. And all I did was open this, and then I'm going to cut it again because I want to be able to use it for both. And they're pretty stretchy. And with as small of a shoe this is, I think where the point, and it's the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter. And you can do it however you want. This is just how I'm doing it. But I'm just tucking all the material inside, and I'm pulling it tight and pulling it inside that hole. And when I get to that last piece that I want in there, I'm going to add some glue inside that hole. And then I'm going to pull this up and tuck that in there. And that'll keep it in place. And there's his little feet. I'm so excited. It's going to look so cute. If you didn't see the one that I did before, scroll through my pictures because I did post a picture of it on here. They are really, really cute. Okay, now I have that last piece. So now I'm going to add some glue in there. Then I'm going to tuck that inside. And the lady that I talked to that had made that other gnome, she didn't really give me the step-by-step process. All that she told me was I covered them in fabric. So that's all she told me. And I thought, well, I can do this. And as you can see, they turn out so cute. You know, if you didn't use them for the Cat in the Hat one, they would work for anything. If you ended up making a different, like a little animal or just like a little doll or anything, they work cute. Alright, so now I'm going to cut my fabric there, my faux fur. And all that I use is a little X-Acto knife. And I need to see about how long I want it. And I'll show you the difference too, because I've used this for so many different gnomes. So see how I cut the bottom there? You can see how it just goes straight across, right? When I do this next time, before I was just snipping it wherever I wanted it. The way I was shown on YouTube was you flip it over to the back and you don't cut the fur. You just cut this part here. So I'm going to kind of shape how I want this. And I'm just going to cut, not very hard, because all that I'm wanting to cut is this backing. And you'll notice a big difference because I'm not cutting the fur, I'm just cutting that backing. And before I thought, these gnomes look really cute, but after I learned this technique, this way looks way, way better. So see how, I don't know if you can tell, the backing only goes to here, but all of this down here, that is the fur. Where last time I just snipped it straight across. So this one, I'm just going to kind of give him a little haircut so he... Because before I had him just straight across. So now that fur is moldable and it's going to look adorable. So then once I have this cut, I'm going to see about putting this fur on there. So I'm just going to glue for now up at the top. Put more glue in there. All right. So now all that I have is the top of it glued. This way it's still moldable down here, and I do plan on adding more glue to the sides, but I want to make sure that I have it right exactly how I want it. And then in that faux fur, I'm going to find the center at the top, because that's where I'm going to place his nose. And all that I did was I created like a little pocket. I don't know if you can see that well. I'm going to try to change my light. Maybe that'll show it a little bit better. Or maybe even shut this light off for a second. Can you see that? How I created that little hole there? So that's where I'm going to put his nose. My chair won't move on my carpet. Okay, so See how I'm going to glue that there. But before I put the nose on, I'm going to add those little whiskers. And I'm probably only going to put 2 on each side. And all I'm going to do is pull those whiskers apart at the fur. So I have like a little pocket, because I don't want those to just lay on top. I want it to look like it's inside with the beard. Hi, Robin. So all that I did was the part that I pushed aside, I divided it. So I just stuck a little piece at the top there. And then I'm going to put just a dab of glue in there. And then I'm going to put one of those strands. And I didn't measure them. You could if you wanted. But I didn't measure. I just figured what I thought it would look good. And then I'm going to divide that again just a little bit. And I'm going to put a little piece of glue again underneath. And put that second whisker in there. So see, you can see the whiskers, but you can't see where exactly it's at and glued in there because I lifted up those little pieces. That's just a little detail I like, but you can do it however you want to do it. I just want them to look like it's natural, and so I hid it just a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Put that in there. Then raise up the second piece. Another dollop of glue. Okay. So then I have both sets of whiskers. Now I'm going to glue his nose. And earlier when I took this bead out, it had a little spot that kind of stuck out a little bit, and it was hard for me to cover. So I'm just going to put that towards the inside. Aw, hi Maverick. Nana loves my little fur babies. We'll have to come see them again. We haven't been there for a little while. For those of you that don't know, Maverick is one of my daughter's huskies, and he is so lovable, such a sweetheart. Okay, so there's the nose. Is he starting to look like the Cat in the Hat? I just love this craft. And if you guys make them, make sure to let me know and show me, because they turn out so cute. So what I'm going to do, since I didn't glue down this bottom, I'm going to put some glue down the sides now before I stick the hat on and the little boots. Just because I know that's exactly where I'm going to want it. And it'll look better with the sides glued down just slightly. And if you use the faux fur, you're going to find that it will shed like crazy. You will find little bits of fur everywhere. Just don't panic. You can always sweep it up. Sometimes the best crafts are the messy ones. So, and I love the end results for the gnomes, so I will deal with the mess afterwards in order to do them, because gnomes are like my thing. Okay, so there that is right there. Now I'm going to glue his hat on. Are you ready? Because it's going to look amazing after that. I'm going to start putting some glue all the way around. I feel like I'm doing like a big reveal. This is the most fun part of it, because he really starts coming together when you put the hat on. Have I made you wait long enough? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put that crease where the toe is towards the front, because that's where I like to have it. And I'm just going to kind of push this down, and I'm pulling the sock up to meet that hat, and that will hide that little piece that I folded down, that white piece. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. And he's not quite done yet either. I'm going to turn him back to me, because I want to place his little shoes. This is when he starts looking like himself as well. The hat, I mean, you can tell he's Cat in the Hat, but the shoes are going to be really cute. Alright, so all that I did was find the placement, and then I'm going to put glue right at the top of the shoe, and then I'm just going to stick it on there. He looks so cute. And I'm just holding it there a little bit so the glue can set. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to hold it into place. And you guys, I am so excited that I looked at my page today, and I have 411 followers, which that's pretty amazing to me. I know I only do drawings like on the 50s and the 100s, but Valentine's is coming up, and I want to spread some love. So on Sunday, on Valentine's Day, I'm going to draw names for this gnome and the other gnomes, and I'm going to spread some love for Valentine's. So make sure to get the word out, because anybody that is one of my followers will be entered in those drawings. And I have an app on my phone that automatically, once I enter the followers' names, I just click on a button and it automatically chooses for me. So what do you guys think I should put on the sign? Because that's the only other thing that I have to add. Do you guys have any little things you think I should put on there? Should it be Dr. Seuss themed? Or should I put like Valentine, like a Valentine saying on there? If it was bigger, I would put something like, I will hug you here and there, and I will hug you everywhere. Robin, this is one of them. I do plan on getting another one, but the other one's going to go down in our bedroom, and I'm going to use it kind of, we don't have a headboard, so I'll put that one there. That one's going to have a sun and a moon. It's like humongous. But this one, I was drawn to it because it has the eye on there. I love this sort of thing. It just fits. Maybe I should try to fit I will hug you here and there. That would be really cute to put on the sign. Now, I don't have the best penmanship, but I think with my penmanship on here, it just adds a little bit more love to the craft. It just shows that how much I put into it, even though I do not, like, I will hug you here and there. But I'm sure whoever gets it will love it. And if not, it can always be painted over, and then they can write whatever they want on there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this stem. And I'll probably have to add quite a bit more for it to stay up. Well, maybe not. It's holding up pretty good right there. So it might do all right. Oh, it's so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around so you guys can see it. Oh, I love how he turned out. I can turn that light back on for you too. Okay. So here he is. What do you think? I love how they turn out. Can you tell that it's a cat in the hat? It turns out so cute. So the next one's going to be a little bit different because I will do the matching one to this one. So I'm going to just set him aside. And at the end of the video, I will show both of them. So for this next one, I figured I would have his word say kisses. And since it's going to say kisses, I want him to have a little smooch on the nose. So I drew a set of lips on the nose. And I just did that with markers. So, same thing for this one. You're going to fill it with rice. Same size sock. Thank you guys. I love how they turn out. And they're so easy. I've done gnomes with the grandkids and they could do these. Even though this one's a little bit more elaborate, they'd still be able to make those. And this one, I want it to be a little bit more round. I like this one to be a little bit more chunky. And all I'm doing is just smushing, creating more room when you smush that rice in there. And I think once I use what's left in this funnel, I'll be done with adding rice to this one. Okay. So then I'm going to take one of those rubber bands and tie that at the top. And just to get the stuff out of the way, I'm going to put this back in my rice tub. Okay. And for the beads, for the words, I end up getting this little container of beads. And that is what I used for the words. And then when I did his hands, they have some textured ones in there. I just thought those looked really cute and I wanted to be able to use those. So I'm going to go ahead and write on those. So I want it to say kisses. Make sure all the beads are going the same way. And I liked how it looked with the alternating colors. And then this, it's going to have one extra at the end, and I want to put a heart. I wonder if I might just do all the letters that way and then just the heart in red. I was debating on putting different colors on there, but I think on the darker ones, the red might not show that much now that I'm looking at it. But the black will look really good. Oh, Robin, I wonder what happened. It doesn't show me any issues on my end. So hopefully it'll get fixed soon for you. So all I'm doing, I end up having this little, it's almost like twine, and I'm just using that to feed through my letters. And I did find on some of those, I had some little issues on the inside. I ended up getting this little file out of my grandparents' toolbox that I inherited. And so it has this nice little round section, and I'm just putting that through the ones that are giving me a rough time to beat it through. And also make sure that they're all lined up to where you can read them. And they're all going the same way. And you'll notice when you go to lift it up, they're going to want to shift and move. What I did was, I made it to where I had enough room on each side. And I got them where I wanted. And then I just put a little dab of glue in between each one to hold them in place. So just a little dab of glue. And then you just hold it there for a second or two, just to kind of keep it where you're wanting it. Robin, did the picture ever fix for you? If it ends up getting better, let me know. And this gnome that I made the other night, that's the first one that I've ever done that has arms. I haven't done any with arms before. I was really surprised when I had seen how easy that one was on Facebook, and I just had to try it. And I get a lot of my ideas from watching YouTube videos and the stuff on Facebook. Feedback from you guys. Okay, so when I get those nice and glued, I'm just going to tie a little knot on each side of the phrase or the word that I'm making. Okay. Okay, so I have that how I want it. I'm just going to set that aside. And then I'm going to move these to the side as well. Then I'm going to get back to him. I'm just going to take, this sock is a little bit different than those other ones that I've been doing. And I wanted just to show that it doesn't have to have like the ankle part. It can be just like a little footy. And all I'm going to do is, this is going to be his outfit. And the other one has stripes, so I thought this one will work just as good. It'll still match. And I don't know if you can tell, but it has like the little bumps on there. So it's like the non-skid. I just think that adds character. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is, I don't want all of this up here, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. You can leave it on there if you want, because it's just going to get covered with that hat. I don't know. I find myself every once in a while being a little bit OCD with my gnomes. And I have certain expectations and all that, so, but there's really no wrong way of doing it. It'll turn out. So all I'm going to do is glue this sock up at the top like I did on the other one. And you can glue this down if you want. I'm just going to leave it up because it will be covered with that hat. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to work on, well, I suppose I could work on the beard and put that in place before I work on the hat. So I'm going to do the same. I'm still using that faux fur. And I'm just going to decide how much of it I want, how long I want it. And then I'm just going to go through that piece. I'm not going to cut through the fur part, just that backing. See how that fur just, it's still there, so it doesn't look like I just snipped it. That's the effect that I always try to get, but I didn't know how at the time to do it, so I just did it how I wanted. But everybody still loved the gnomes that I have done in the past. But boy, once I learned this technique, I'm loving this. Taper that. And then I'm just going to cut, because I had cut a straight line on here a while back. So I'm going to taper this and see if I can get a different technique on there. Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can make it to where it doesn't look like one specific cut. We'll see how it looks. Oh, that looks much better. Okay, so then I'm gonna put the little bead of glue along the top and put that beard in place. After I get the beard in place, then I will work on his hat. He's already looking really cute. Once we put the nose in there, that's when he'll start looking really, really adorable. I'm also going to go ahead and put some glue down the side to hold that beard in place. Maybe I will go ahead and put the nose on there. He's so cute. So all that I did was part where I wanted like the mustache, like I did on the Cat in the Hat. And then I'm placing the nose. And I kind of made the little kissy face kind of at an angle. So it looked like somebody leaned over and gave him a little smooch. And if you make any of these, you will find yourself playing with the beard just to kind of fluff it. He looks so cute. He's already looking adorable. So the next thing is I'm going to cut the towel. And I just got it was a set of two. Just a little towel from Walmart. So I'm going to lay that out. And this is just a template that I made a while back. There's no really any dimensions or anything. It's just one that I had made. And for this gnome, I wanted this finished edge to be the bottom of his hat. So I just went probably about an inch or so above that. And these points do hang off of the hat or of the towel, and that's okay. And then I'm going to get my rotary cutter out, and I'm just going to cut you'll be able to tell which hand is my dominant because I have a hard time I have a hard time with this one. Okay. There we go. All right, so that is the hat. And for now, I'm going to set that aside because this little section here, I'm going to cut. I'm just going to cut like a section out. And then set that aside. And I'm going to cut probably about a 1-inch strip. And these are going to be his arms. And they don't have to be perfect. Always make sure to retract your blade. Set those over there. Okay, so for the arms, what I did was I took a pipe cleaner, cut it in half. And there is a right side and a wrong way. Wrong side of the towel. One side, I don't know, the letters pop just a little bit more. You can use whatever side that you're wanting. And for the arms, you're not really going to notice. So just whatever you feel like doing, it'll all work out. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue along one of the edges. And then I'm going to just lay this pipe cleaner in that glue. I'm going to do that on both. And this pipe cleaner that's what's going to make it to where I can bend it how I want it to. And then once that glue dries a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit more glue over along the other side of that pipe cleaner. And then I'm just going to roll it over onto that glue. Oops, stuck to me. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit more glue here and give it one more roll. And that completes his arm. And you can shorten this if it's too long for you. And if one end looks better than the other, you can tuck the bad end inside the hat. Okay, so then all that I have is like a little tube with a pipe cleaner inside. I'm going to do it with this one. Okay. So once you have that how you like it, and have that inside there, the parts that have the little point, I'm going to have those go towards the inside of his hat. And then this part here, that's where it had the folded edge, the more, oh, it's the better looking edge. That's the side I'm going to glue my bead on. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue. And glue that open side. So there's still an open side over here. There's a method for that. You can make it to where you can use beads that don't have holes in them too. That's fine as well. I just like, I shove a little bit of that cording inside so it kind of looks like he's holding it with a fist. So another little bit of glue. I love these so much. I think they turn out so stinking cute. Okay, so once you have the arms done, you're going to bring him back out. And then you're going to decide where you want these arms. And just remember, the hat's going to be covering, you know, this top part. So you're not going to see all the chaos at the top of this gnome. And I think I want his hands to be placed probably right about there. That looks like it would be good. So I'm going to place some glue right where I'm wanting it. And I'm going to hold it for just a little bit. Once you feel that it's holding pretty good, you can do the other side. Just make sure that they're still about the same length. I mean, if you have one arm that's longer than the other, that's fine. You can make it look like he's holding it somewhat at an angle if one's longer than the other, which I do think one of them is just a smidge longer than the other, but it'll still work out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this hat, or the towel, how I cut it, and along this finished edge, I'm just going to put some glue around the top part of his head. And probably even a little bit on his nose, because I want that hat to look like it's slightly on his nose. So then I'm just going to put this over here. Place it where I'm wanting it to sit. I want it to go a little bit on his nose, so I'm going to hold it on his nose. And along the back, you'll see this opening. I'm going to scooch him over. So you'll see that opening. And I'm just going to wrap one side to where this comes to a point. And then I'm going to wrap this part around to where I keep that point. See how that's going to look in the back? And then I'm going to glue along this edge here. I'm going to put more glue in my glue gun first before I do that. So I'm going to go along this point. There we go. And then I'm going to fold this. And you can do this part before you put it on if you want. I like having that little bit of a challenge. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and glue around here. And then I'm also going to do that other edge on this side. There we go. And then right where this comes to a point, I'm going to glue that down to his back side. So that's what he looks like in the back. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue where his arms are. Glue that down. Oh, my music is a little loud now. I'll turn that down. There we go. And then I'm going to glue next to his arms on this side. Okay. And since I did this one with his hat going that way, I'm kind of wanting to do this one with his hat going in the opposite direction. And I'm just going to take, this is some more like little twine or whatever. I'm just going to take some of that. I'm going to go probably about halfway up, and I'm just going to kind of gather it. And I'm going to wrap it a few times. That one I used white ribbon, but this one I thought would look really cute with the twine. Then I'm just going to tie a little knot. And I'm just going to let these dangle just a little bit. Then I'm going to fold this down. And then I'm going to make like a little tassel for the end of his hat. And how I did the tassel is I just used my hand and I just wrap it around a few times. Until it looks like it would do really well with the bottom of a tassel. Okay, so that should be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and snip it. Then, towards the top here, first I'm going to feed this through so I can tie it there, and then I'll end up tying it to the end of his hat. So that's the part that I'm going to tie. And then all I need is just a little piece here. And I'm going to go down, not very far from the top, not even an inch. And I'm just going to tie it to snug that up. And then down at the bottom where those loop, where it wrapped around my hand, I'm going to go ahead and snip them. And then make all of the tails the same length. And then that creates a little tassel. So I'm going to go ahead, I might wrap another thing so I have 4 tails on that middle part of his hat. Just to give it like an extra detail. And you can make them as simple or as intricate as you want. Yeah, I like them with the 4. And then this one, I'm just going to tie this down at the bottom. I'll also glue it. But I will tie it and bring it around the front, and I'll probably create a little bow because I like having the little bows on there as well. Okay. So that's what the end of his hat's going to look like. I'm going to glue this little red piece to the back of that tassel. And then his hat, I'm also going to glue down part way. So right above his arm is where I'm going to glue it. He's looking so cute. These, I'm going to just trim off, I think, right there. So there he is so far, and I'm going to bend his arms forward. There we go. Are you guys still seeing everything okay? Are you still there? So I'm going to go ahead and do some more embellishments. So up here on his hat, I want to add some hearts. And I just got these hearts from the Dollar Tree. They come in a nice little package. I even had some with like little sayings on them. And they have like they're like little stickers. So all that I have to do is take that backing off. I don't even have to glue this part. And then I just place it where I want it and stick them on there. And on this one, I figured I would do like a little clump. And I wanted to use this little white heart that says X's and O's, since that one's hugs and this one's kisses. So, get the sticky off that one. These ones here that have the words on them, they're more like foam. And the other ones that they're like felt. So they're a little bit thinner. Oh no, I like that. So there's the little embellishments on his hat. And then on this the wording, I'm going to go ahead and snip off quite a bit of this cord. And what I'm going to do is inside that hole of the bead on his hands, I'm going to put that little bit that I left there. And I'm just going to glue it inside it. Making sure right now everything's going to fit nice. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that cording. And then put that inside that bead. Then I'm going to put a little bit on this side of the cording. A little bit of glue. And put it inside that hole. And then it'll stop where I tied that knot. Oh, I can't wait to turn this around for you guys. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. My goodness. So I'm just about done. Some of the glue came out from underneath the beads that I had glued earlier. but I just added more glue and it works. And I'm fluffing his beard for his appearance for ya. Oh, he's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, are you ready? Look how cute that one turned out. So we have hugs and kisses. Aren't those adorable? It looks like Kisses is a little bit taller, but you'll have that in a family, so some will be shorter, some will be taller. But boy, I should give these out as a set, but I want to spread as much love as I can on Valentine's, so they're all going to be separate. So I'll draw a name for each one. So we have hugs and kisses, and then that cat in the hat. They turn out so cute. If you guys make these, definitely send me pictures. I want to see. Or if you have any questions, message me. I love that you guys watch me and like watching the videos. I'll keep doing them because I have a blast doing them. I don't know what my next craft is going to be yet, so keep checking my page. Oh, Amy, thank you. I'm like so addicted to gnomes. Almost all of my crafts I refer back to gnomes. So if you guys get tired of them, just let me know. I try to do a nice variety of stuff. But, oh, before I log off too, I gotta show you guys. I posted pictures, but since I've got gnomes going on, I've got to show you my St. Patty's Day gnome. And I did not give him any arms. I probably should have. But there's no right or wrong way of doing it. They all turn out so cute. On St. Patrick's Day, I'll probably do a drawing just to give him away as well. But for Valentine's Day, those three are definitely gonna be in the drawing for Valentine's. They turn out so cute. And I will end up taking pictures of them as well and post them on my page. This one's not wanting to stand up, but that's the good thing about them being filled with rice. You can kind of mold them to where they sit. Oh, Amy, let me. There. And then he's black, like the cat. This is the second one that I did. The first Cat in the Hat one I made for a sweet girl that I work with. Her name is Samantha. And I ended up making one, and on the sign I put, I am Sam, because I thought that would be really sweet to give it to Sam with Cat in the Hat. Just amazing. This one here, I wanted to put a different saying on it. So it says, I will hug you here and there. I thought that would be a good saying for Valentine's to give it away. Amy, I think everybody loves Dr. Seuss. Anything Dr. Seuss. And the Cat in the Hat is like one of the main ones where everyone knows that. The Cat in the Hat. So when I had scrolled through Facebook and I had seen that picture of the one that other lady did, I just had to make one, especially since I already had all the goodies to do it with, because I wasn't sure if I could find them at my Dollar Tree. But I'm definitely going to be looking from now on, because now I see these jars differently, and I can use them in so many more crafts. I mean, it would even work as a snowman hat. If I put a black sock on it, stuck it on a snowman, oh my goodness. The possibilities are endless. And there's no wrong way of doing the gnomes. So if you guys do them, don't give up. If you get frustrated, don't give up. Just keep having fun. It shouldn't be stressful. You know, just have fun with the crafts. This one here, I'm going to add another little heart to the tassel. I just noticed the other one, I put a little heart with a little one inside. And this one, I want to do the same thing to where it's the side that it's showing. I want to be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on there. And how I made the heart for the white heart inside the big one was they have one size, and I just folded it in half and made it smaller with my little scissors. That way it'll fit inside. I think the hardest part is just getting the paper off. There we go. Yeah, I like that. So there. They are done. And then the piece that I cut the center out, I'll save this and I'll put it on one of the bigger hearts later. I'll see if I can show you. I can put it on there later and use it as an embellishment as well. So I'm not going to throw away that little bit. I am so glad you guys watched and everything. I love showing people how to do the gnomes because I get compliments. I make gnomes and I take them to work with me as well. And I get compliments and people asking me about it all the time. So if you have any questions, so message me. I will answer as soon as I can. And like I said, I will be doing a drawing for these 3 gnomes. So all of your names, even the people that are not watching, anybody who is following me, I will put all of your names in my phone, and it does an automatic drawing for me. And I will draw 3 names since I have 3 gnomes here for Valentine's to spread some love to you. I hope you win. I don't know who it's going to go to, but oh my goodness, I can't wait to send these, you know, and give those out. They turn out so cute. And I do thank you guys so much for watching. And please, 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 please do that. Get it out there. Because every time I reach a 50, like right now, last I looked, I was at 411. When I get to 450, I'm going to draw a name. And then if I get to 500, I'm going to draw 2 names. So on the 100s, I'll draw 2. And on the 50s, I'll draw 1. So get me out there and keep watching. I don't know when I'll do a live next, but just keep checking back on my page. And never know, I might just pop on sometime unannounced and hopefully you'll be able to see it. So I thank you guys so much for all the kind words, all the love and support, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye.